So, you've made a great TV series. But what if you wanted to destroy it? Well, Hollywood has mastered that art. Today, we're breaking down 5 great ways to ruin a show, featuring some of the biggest disappointments in TV history. If you think my work truly deserves it, hit like and subscribe. Now, let's get into it. Game of Thrones, the show that redefined television. A masterpiece of political intrigue, shocking betrayals, and brutal realism. All based on George R.R. Martin's legendary book series, A Song of Ice and Fire. For 5 glorious seasons, the show nearly flawless, sticking closely to Martin's books and delivering some of the best television we've ever seen. Every episode was a masterpiece, with IMDb scores soaring between 8 and 9.9. Pure excellence. And then, Season 8 happened. A season so disastrously written that it dragged those sky-high ratings down to a brutal, almost unthinkable 4. Season 6 and 7, they were fine. But Season 8, oh boy. I mean, that's when everything fell apart faster than a Lannister promise.
The darkness is coming for us all. We'll face it together. And when the Great War is over, perhaps you'll remember I chose to help, with no promises or assurances from any of you.
Season 5 ended with one of the biggest cliffhangers, Jon Snow betrayed and bleeding out in the snow. Up until this point, the series had stayed true to the books, almost. Every shocking moment, Ned Stark's death, the Red Wedding, was rooted in Martin's storytelling. And then, D&D ran out of books.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Season 6 and 7 already had issues. Characters started teleporting across Westeros like they had fast travel unlocked, breaking the show's once meticulous pacing. Remember Gendry?
Run.
Why are you running?
He somehow sprinted all the way back to Eastwatch, sent a raven, and Daenerys flew beyond the wall all in a single day, making time and distance feel meaningless.
You serious?
Rushed battles? Take the loot train attack where the Dothraki and Drogon wiped out the Lannister army in minutes. Okay, it looked amazing to be honest, but where was this tragic build-up? I mean, compare that to Blackwater or the Battle of the Bastards, where every moment was crafted for maximum tension. And then there's plot armor, like Jon Snow falls into a frozen lake, surrounded by whites and somehow survives, while, characters like Brienne and Jaime plow through battles unscathed, no matter how hopeless their situation. At least, there was still hope. The story could still be saved, or so we thought. Again came Season 8. Okay, so 6 episodes. That's all they gave us to wrap up one of the greatest stories in television history. And instead of giving characters proper endings, D&D said, let's subvert expectations. Yeah. Everything felt rushed. Jon's Targaryen reveal barely mattered. The Night King? Gun him one stab. Daenerys' transformation into a villain? A speedrun mode. I mean, they spent years setting up the White Walkers as the ultimate threat, only to have Arya jump on the Night King like Super Mario and stab him like a balloon. So we get to the point, surprise for surprise's sake. Surprising the audience is great when it makes sense. Remember the Red Wedding?
Mother. The Lannisters send their regards.
Brutal, shocking, but completely logical. I mean, we felt it, we cried with it, but we loved it because it was deserved. Now, compare that to Season 8. Instead of logical twists, we got... You didn't see that coming, did you? Like, no shit, because it doesn't make any sense. Jon was literally set up as the prince that was promised, and did nothing. Bran became king. Because... yeah, he had a good story. What? And now, why this happen? Well, I think money. D&D were offered a Star Wars deal, and instead of taking their time to wrap up Game of Thrones properly, they slammed the gas pedal and drove it off the cliff. HBO even offered them more episodes, but they said, nah, 6 is enough. And the best part, they ended up losing their Star Wars gig anyway. Karma's bitch, right? And now, about the inconsistencies. Speaking of bad writing, how did the White Walkers even, get these giant chains to pull a dragon out of a frozen lake? Did they hit up Home Depot before the battle? And let's not forget, White Walkers can't even swim. We saw that in Hardhome. So how did they get those chains underwater? Did they just ask a couple of whites to hold their breath and dive down there? Yeah, probably. Jon Snow's character arc was built up to be legendary. He was revealed to be a Targaryen, a fearless warrior, the king in the north, and a hero who proved his bravery in the Battle of Bastards. But then Season 8 happened. The man who was supposed to be the ultimate warrior didn't even kill a single dragon. Didn't even get a fight scene with the Night King, his supposed arch nemesis. And speaking of the Night King, he was set up to be one of the greatest villains in TV history. A silent, ominous force so terrifying that even seeing his face felt like a rare event. Like he was sacred, you could see him from the far away and in the shadows. We expected him to be an unstoppable warrior, the ultimate test for humanity. We thought we'd get an epic duel between him and Jon Snow, but instead... he just strutted through the battlefield, like he was taking a casual evening walk. He smirked at Daenerys' dragonfire like it was nothing. Glanced at Jon Snow, and then completely ignored him. And how did he die? Not in an intense final battle, not in an epic sword fight, but stabbed like a damn balloon by Arya out of nowhere. Just like that. Years of build-up, gone in a single second. So I have to say, what the f***? The result? A fanbase so angry that HBO pretended Game of Thrones never happened. Merchandise stopped selling, prequel ideas were cancelled, and even the actors started trashing the ending.
Have you shot your final scenes yet, and are you happy with how things ended? Yeah. She didn't say yes.
Well, that was totally what Season 7 was all about,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Exactly.
Character development?
Lob it all
Story!
If you could describe the season finale of Game of Thrones in one word, how would you describe it?
Disappointing.
Now, HBO is desperately trying to win us back with House of the Dragon. Will it work? I don't think so. But one thing's for sure, Season 8 will forever be one of the biggest disappointments in TV history.
It killed them. It killed them all.
16 years. And 5 months, that's the count.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's been playing over and over. 16 years. Where are we?
One eternity later.
Alright, Lost. A show that was so good at setting up mysteries, but completely forgot to answer half of them. I mean, like, the numbers, meaningless. The whispers, barely explained. And Walt, I mean, like, just gone. This show had us hooked with questions that kept piling up, and by the time the final season rolled around, the writers clearly had no idea how to wrap things up. And instead of answering the big mysteries, we got Purgatory, an ending that was more about feelings than logic. The ending, which reunited every character, whether living or dead, in a church, led viewers to believe that Lost wrapped up with an, like, everyone was dead the whole time conclusion. I mean, look, ambiguity can be a powerful storytelling tool.
No, thank you.
I believe that, but only if used correctly.
Those aren't the things that actually bother me. I was sitting here, I've just been sitting here listening to you talk about it, and I realized I wasn't disappointed with with Lost not giving me answers at the end. What I was actually disappointed with the answer it gave, which it felt like the answer was all of the things that just happened didn't really mean anything. They kind of didn't happen. That was my takeaway from it.
What do you mean they didn't happen?
It was. What do you mean they didn't happen? It was like all of the things that happened, all of these things that were set up as, you know, you've got to stop the Man in Black because X, Y, and Z.
Sure.
It didn't matter.
Right.
Well, because it wasn't real.
Yes, it was.
When a show spends 6 seasons making you obsess over clues, you expect real answers. Not it was all about the character's journey, as an excuse to ignore them.
What's the alternative, Arthur? Leave? Disappear? Fake my own death and start over again?
No. You'll still be you.
Alright, now about, like, character assassinations in a TV show like Dexter. If you want to truly ruin a great show, just, destroy the main character's arc, like what we saw with Jon Snow in Game of Thrones or Dexter Season 8. We watched Dexter Morgan evolve from a cold-blooded killer into someone who wanted to change. His relationship with Deb was the heart of the show. And then, they threw it all away. Instead of a meaningful conclusion, we got lumberjack Dexter, a guy who fakes his death and disappears into the woods. Really? And of course, we have to mention Game of Thrones. As I told you, Jaime Lannister is another one who spent seasons growing into a complex, honorable character, only to throw it all away for Cersei in the end. Bran became king with zero build-up. Jon Snow, a Targaryen and rightful heir, did absolutely nothing. His whole character arc, his identity, his leadership, his role in defeating the White Walkers, meant nothing. And that's how you assassinate a character to ruin a great show.
What?
Ignoring fan expectations while failing to justify creative choices. Now, The Sopranos. Actually, it's a special case. I mean, some people love the ending, some people hate it, but I think more people hate it. You can just write down in the comments. But one thing is undeniable, it pissed off a lot of fans. Tony Soprano went out to it at Halston's with his family, and, depending on who you ask, he was either murdered there or life went on, with the audience unceremoniously kicked out. When the screen cut to black in the middle of a tense moment, audiences were left screaming, including me. Did my TV just wreck? It was bold, it was risky, but the question is, did it truly work? Unlike Lost, which forgot to answer questions, The Sopranos intentionally refused, to give closure. And while some argue that's genius, others see it as a slap in the face, including me.
Oh, God!
Not because it was unexpected, but because the show didn't fully earn that kind of ambiguity,
I'm clueless. People want to know, I have no idea.
What ultimately happened to the family?
No idea. Oh, my God.
Now I'm starting to think that whatever we saw, that's the ending. I don't know what it means. I don't know what we're supposed to take from it. What we saw is what it is.
That's the key. Subverting expectations only works if it serves the story. If you surprise fans just to surprise them, like what Game of Thrones did in Season 8, it backfires hard. Well, that's it. What's the lesson here? A great TV show can be ruined in so many ways. Rushed storytelling, abundant mysteries, butchered character arcs, or a finale that makes you question why you even watched it in the first place. But what do you think, really? Is there any other terrible endings of other TV shows I'm not aware of? And also, which of these ruined the show the most for you? Let's discuss these in the comments. And hey, if you think this video actually deserved your time, consider liking and subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.